Hello everyone, this is Rusty number 5, and welcome to a brand new series called the Railway Series Lookback. In this series, we will be, as the title suggests, looking back on all of the Railway Series books that were ever made from start to finish. So that would be 42 books total. Today, we are looking at the first story in the Three Railway Engines, Edward's Day Out. We got a nice little artwork here, and it tells you a lot about Sodor. Thomas over here pulling trucks. We got some stations, and we got some other buildings over there. We are introduced to Edward, who is the smallest out of all the engines a part of his shed. Obviously, Gordon and Edward maintains their blue paint, but others not so much. Of course, we still got James over here with his red paint he always brags about. Bro thinks he's special. What's funny about the line, "they were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it," is when this story was adapted for TV, Thomas was among the engines at the shed. Which, as GWR Studios pointed out, is a goof. The driver tells Edwards that he probably won't be chosen again, and that the railway wants big, strong engines. Edward is quite sad about this. However, the driver and fireman show up and ask Edward why he is sad, and then if he would like to come out today. Edward happily agrees. Edward proceeds to be an ultimate Chad and shows the other engines who's boss. He is the oldest engine in the shed, so that is kinda true. Edward went to get coaches, and the coaches told Edward to be careful. In classic Edward fashion, Edward gently couples up to the coaches. The coaches appreciate Edward's kindness. Edward arrives at the station and tells the passengers to get in quickly. Yet you see, Gordon may be fast, but at least Edward is a bit more respectful. Edward, however, didn't hear a whistle. The driver and fireman ask the station master if they have seen the guard, and he says no. The porter, however, did see the guard last night. Honestly, I feel like there should be more than one guard, especially with odd situations like these. The guard, however, did arrive, running down the hill with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other. Okay, you would think that a professional guard would be a bit more prepared and less like a middle school boy trying to catch up to the bus. Like, is Sir Topham Hatt just hiring anyone? Edward puffed off. Edward's day was successful, and Edward lets the other engines know that he'll be going out again tomorrow. But they didn't hear because they were all asleep. And that was Edward's Day Out. A very strong start to the series here. I must say, Edward definitely showed the other engines who's boss. I don't even know what they were even talking about. Edward is clearly just fine. Yeah, like, W Edward, like, W Edwards in the chat, please. We're starting the series off with a strong 9 out of 10 for this story. That concludes today's episode of the Railway Series Lookback. I plan to do all 42 books, with each story individually. And yeah, we'll just see how the series goes. Rust out.